Community, well, we're massively overrepresented in the mental health institutions, even more so than in the prisons. And again, these are questions we have to ask. Well, why?
But once you get a control and an understanding of who you are, no one can use you against you. No one can ever use your mental illness against you. You've already spoke about it. So what you got?
The biggest point in life to resolve mental health is like giving a fuck about a person.
Where did you get the courage? I got the courage for 2 words. I care.
It's Chill Will Radio, where connections will be made, advice will be given, jokes will be told, and things will get real. My name is Willis Cooks, and I'm your host. But understand this show is not meant to be used as a substitute for a relationship with a licensed mental health professional. Enjoy the show, y'all.
Morning, everyone.
Yo,
This song is a vibe. I like this song.
a bop.
It's
I
a
always
vibe.
hate that word, like bop. Bop.
You hate everything.
Nah,
Like,
black.
do you
It's,
hate Christmas too?
I never fucked with Christmas. Bro. I mean, I don't fuck with no holidays, but bop. It's just like black people just be making up words. Like, oh, this is a bop. Like,
It is a
oh,
bop.
like, what the fuck? What the fuck is a bop?
What's
Like,
the name of it? There is no name. Never mind.
what the fuck is a bop?
Why are you
Like,
waking up in the morning choosing violence?
First of all, I've been up since like 4 o'clock. Let's get that situated.
It
I'm
is
not waking up.
Saturday. Why are you?
It is
choosing
Saturday.
violence?
I am actually supposed to be at work right now, but I am not going to be at work. It's okay. They know I ain't there. They know I ain't there. It's okay.
Dang, I wish I had a job where I just didn't have to show up. Like, I'm sure you have to show up, but like, I can live my best life.
Oh, and just tell them I'm not coming in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they know. They know I ain't
I
gonna
was
be
telling
there.
one of my friends about how you work, like, or actually, no, it wasn't my friend, it was my class. Because
Uh-huh.
they were talking about like feeling like they have to be like contained to that. And I was like, no, like, my homeboy is a therapist and he works PRNs and makes just as much money as like a full-time therapist,
Mhm.
but they don't tell us that in grad school.
Nah, they tell you like, hey, you should go ahead and do this way and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And all this extra stuff. And
So,
whoop. But like, yeah, they know I ain't there. It's all good.
yeah,
They'll survive.
yeah.
They'll survive. They survive with me. They survive without me.
I
It's
know
a job.
that's right.
They don't
They'll
need
be
you
all right.
anymore.
Y'all live.
Regardless, what's the deal, everyone? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Chill Will Radio,
The chillest of the Willis. That's
Oh.
what I
hosting Tia, featuring Willis, all that good shit.
We still
You
ain't
know.
changed the introduction, so technically it's me. It's you featuring me.
And honestly, don't know how to change it.
I don't care.
I mean, I know how to change it, but like
I don't even like think about it. I skip
the
the introduction.
creativity bug is like dead. It's been dead for a minute.
It's
So I'm
alright.
like at a place right now which I
Now
need
we
to,
got
like, restart
StreamYard,
it.
so we don't even have to record anymore, which is lovely because I'd be forgetting to charge that camera.
I
So,
mean, yeah, I
hey,
just gave up. I
StreamYard.
just gave up on that shit for a minute ago.
Yeah.
Ever
so,
since old boy stopped coming through, I was just like, fuck it, we gonna figure it
yeah,
out.
forget it.
We gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
But I hope everybody's doing good this lovely morning. Hope everybody's week has been going good. I hope this
Yes.
episode finds you well, finds you in a good place, and
Guess
if it
what?
doesn't, that's
Guess
all
what?
good.
Guess what?
Okay.
When they hear this episode, my birthday's gonna be on Sunday,
When's your birthday?
October 24th.
October 24th.
It's gonna be lit. It's 30.
You turn 30 in how many days?
I don't even know no more.
October 24th.
That's next Sunday. So it's like less than a week.
Your birthday coming up. You finna be 30. How does that feel? To be fucking 30.
You know what? I don't know because I'm like excited for 30 because the last say like 26 or like 29 was really rough.
It was rough.
Yeah, it was really, really rough. Like I had a lot of losses, a lot of grief. I was building my business, so that was really hard from the ground up, like by myself. So I learned a lot of lessons, built a great business, but I'm ready to get out of here.
Get out of California?
No, I'm ready to get out of 29. I'm just, my 20s can go now.
Oh, you ready to be done with your 20s? You
I
done
want to be
having
30
fun?
already. Yeah, but 30 comes with a lot of good stuff. Like I'm buying a house next year, hopefully.
Mhm.
I graduate with my doctorate next year, hopefully. So it comes with a lot of like stuff that I'm excited about. So I'm just ready to leave and get up out of here.
I feel it. Look at you, 30 being that trademark, that stepping stone.
The stepping stone year. Oh, that's gonna be my thing. I have a theme for every year. So
What was your thing for 29?
oh crap, I gotta look it up.
It's all good.
My
I don't be
28 was like the year of change because I got my tattoo, I cut my hair, like I did a whole bunch of just random stuff. So I forgot. Oh, it was the year of growth. So and it was 29 was the year of growth.
Okay. Using your little sabbatical shit this year.
Yeah.
Your little
sabbatical.
Exactly, however you call it. But now you fresh out.
Fresh out.
Doing your thug thizzle.
I gotta find me, a 30 grind to get on. So we'll see. One day I'll grow up, Will. I really will.
No, you don't need to grow up. Nobody needs to grow up. That is my advice for the show. Nobody on this planet needs to grow up. Stay a fucking kid.
Forever. Oh my
Stay
gosh.
a fucking kid. Continue to have fucking fun. It don't matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 50. I promise you, I will be 80 years old jumping out of plane.
I'm saying,
like, I am going to do my best to keep my body in shape as much as I can be so I can continue living a fucking adventurous life.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I turned 32.
That's what all my 30. Yeah, that's what all my 30 friends say, that like the 30s are like better because you have more money, like you actually have a job and like benefits and stuff like that, so it can be more lit. So
shit, I had money before 30, so like it was fine.
I did too, but
I just think a lot of people look at 30 as that like, now it's time for you to be responsible. Like you had all your fun in your 20s. Now it's time for you to get a house and get a kid and start a family and all this extra shit. And I'm like, yeah, nah, fuck that.
I'm only getting a house for tax purposes if I'm keeping 100.
Yeah.
Like, for tax reasons only. I don't want to have kids early anyway, so I'm fine with that. Like I want to wait till probably like 34, 35 to have babies. So to me, it's just like, it's still a time of heavy grind, but with more backing.
I mean, the one thing I understand about having kids is just like, my kid ain't gonna stop me from doing what I want to do. I know a lot of people who have kids and like their life stops.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I get it. Your child is your number one obligation, number one priority. That individual comes first. However, you better include that kid into your shit. Like I'm gonna still be skydiving. My kid gonna be there with me.
I told you my kids are gonna go with you.
And they gonna do the shit too.
Yeah, they're gonna go with you. They're not gonna be scared like I am. They're gonna go.
Nah, yeah, nah.
When Uncle Will takes them, they're gonna go with you.
You finna go pop and have fun. Uncle Willis has fun. If you want boring, go home with your mama. It's not popping.
Tanisha's like, excuse.
Exactly. Fucking.
But also, I think I need to be in a better mindset to be a mom. Like I'm so still like hustle. I need to slow down like a lot, just a little bit, because I feel like I barely take care of myself sometimes. So
I mean,
I gotta slow down just a tad.
I mean, you're never going to be in a better mindset to be a mom, I believe, because we don't know what that mindset is. Everybody is always in different positions when it becomes a mother. Like, what was your mom's mindset when she had your ass?
She was breaking up with my dad, actually.
So she was in a very
my dad were breaking up.
So she was probably in a very like tight space, right?
Yeah, my dad was supposed to move back home, and my mom was having like stomach pains, but she's had blood clots before, and she didn't think she could have. She's with my dad from like 22 to 29, and they was doing what they do. And
exactly. I break your mom trying to break up with him, and do you come? Now it's like, fuck, I gotta stick with his ass.
No, she didn't. She was like, I got it. And my dad is a great dad. On top of that,
no, I'm positive they're superb, but you cannot tell me the thought in her mind like, fuck, I gotta stick with his ass now.
And my dad was like, the look on her face was like,
damn, I was trying to get rid of your ass. Now it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So
what the fuck?
But my mom was a month shy of her 30th birthday. So,
So she was at this age.
Yeah, she had me. Her birthday's in November, and she had me in October. So,
okay.
She was this age, but she's very like not pushing it. Like she wants to be a grandma, but she's like, if you choose not to, or if you choose to wait for a long time, then I don't care. Like, do you.
Hell
Have
no,
fun.
you be a grandma when you want to be a grandma. Shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, still live your life, never grow up, always remain a kid, always remain
Have
free.
fun.
Do what the fuck you want to do, whether you have kids, whether if you broke or whatever, because you can still have fun and be broke.
Live your life.
Might be a little bit harder, might not be able to do the things that you want to do, but it's still possible.
Yeah.
There's certain things you gotta make a priority.
In a conversation that Will and I were having, and I'm not gonna cry. I have been solid these last couple days because I actually lost one of my really close male friends. Shout out and so much love to Brandon B. Jeezy and his family. He also had a podcast. Podcast. And I think you can still run it back on YouTube. I'll make sure to put it up there. But he passed on Monday, and we were the same age. He had just turned 30, and so it's been rough, and it's really changed my perspective on life and people. And Will and I were having a conversation earlier just about how people deal with grief and like reaching out. And I have a perspective on it. Should I share my perspective?
I mean, go ahead.
So I was telling Will that and a lot of y'all who listened reached out, and I want to thank all of you guys who reached out to me, the family who donated to his services, stuff like that. But there were people that I was actually really shocked and really hurt that did not reach out. And these are people that have had significant roles in my life. And I've been there for them in places where they were not well. And these are also people that, you know, I'm a pretty girl, I think. And these are people that will reach out when, say, I take a picture of some short shorts, or, you know, I'm looking fly or whatever. These are people that will reach out then, but nothing, silence. So to me, I feel like that frustrated me because I'm like, you know, we got to have more like humanity. And even if you didn't say a whole lot, just, hey, you good? Or, you know, I'm sorry for your loss, or my condolences, or whatever. But I understand that people deal with grief differently. And I think that was your point, like how people deal with grief. So that was just my thoughts.
I mean, yeah,
Still reach out.
people like we're always going to have expectations of how we believe people should reach out, or expectations on a specific person, right? They need to be there for me. And there are certain people in our life who have specific responsibilities to do that, right? If you're a parent, if you're one of my parents, or if you're a significant other, or if you're like a best friend or something like that, like I expect you to reach out when it comes to certain things. I think it's important when it comes to our expectations on how people reach out for us when we're going through things, is we need to first look at what that person's role is in our life, right? And just because you've known somebody for a long time, that doesn't necessarily mean they hold a big role. Or just because you share a bunch of laughs with a person, that doesn't necessarily mean that person holds a big role in your life. There are certain people in your life who are only good for like the memes and the jokes and the turn-ups and just to have fun. And the moment they decide to get serious, like they say the wrong shit. Like, you ever come across someone who's super dope, but they get serious, they say the most outrageous, dumbest shit, and now you're just like, yeah, I would never talk to you ever. And there are certain people who they may not be fully aware of that specific role that they play in their life, but they're unconsciously aware of it, right?
Yeah,
so certain people, it makes people feel uncomfortable to reach out to someone when they're going through something, if I've never reached out to you before, or if I feel as if I don't know that other individual who has passed, or if I don't know how close that other individual was to you. Because even though reaching out something could be very small, as like, yo, I see you, that's it, right? It could be extremely small, but we do not need to hold people obligated or hold them to certain expectations as it comes to reaching out in our time of need. If they don't hold a specific position in our life.
Right. So these people that I'm talking about, these people hold significant positions, and they are aware of these positions, and they have almost kind of like made it known that they know what their position is. You know, one specific person, oh, you know, you're like one of the closest people to me, you're this, you're that. I didn't hear anything from you. So to me, yes, there are certain people on my timeline that I know that are not going to reach out because I don't, you know, I see people pass on theirs and we don't have a relationship. So, you know, I pray for them on my own, but I'm not gonna reach out. But if it's someone who I feel like you have a deeper relationship with, then you should reach out, because that I would do it for them, and I have done it for them.
And that's the thing, though, because you're the individual who would do it for them, that doesn't mean that they have to do it for you.
Right. And
because
I'm learning that.
you're a different type of person, right?
I don't want to be a different type of person.
No, legit. Like, you're a different type of person, right? So when someone is grieving or something like that, your first thought is to reach out.
Right.
When someone is grieving, they first thought may be, all right, let me give this person space.
Right, which is fine.
Right. And giving them space may be not reaching out. Giving them a space may be like, yo, I'll talk to you a few weeks from now, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is not me giving an excuse or me saying it's okay for not people to reach out. Like I said, if you live with your fucking wife and your dad died and your wife doesn't ask you about it, what the
you
fuck,
should
bitch?
probably get a new wife.
Exactly, right? But you mentioned earlier certain people are close.
Yeah.
But close in what way? Because like I said, we can be close, but there are certain areas that we're just not close in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not gonna put those certain people on blast because I'm just not gonna do it. But the level of closeness is there. So to me, and like I said, I don't expect you to give me a whole sermon because I didn't want to hear a whole sermon, but it feels different because, like I said, I'm not a very emotionally open person. There's people, you've seen my emotions, like my best friends, my family has seen my emotions, but normally on social media, I don't show a lot of emotions. But because I was really close to this person, like I had a lot of emotions, and it's still been, he passed away on Monday. It's still been a week and I haven't heard from certain people. However, now I have heard from these people when, like just now, for example, someone hit me up because I posted the video from last week when you called me and someone was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, see, you can respond to these things, but when it comes to just saying, hey, you're a good friend, like that's where I have the issue. And that's why I've also been telling you that I've just been kind of transitioning a lot of people out of my life recently.
Yeah.
Because, I need that good positive energy. And my friend that passed away was very good, strong energy. Like he, just an amazing human being. I don't even know what more to say about him, but, and he helped me through a lot. And he was very much like a person that would reach out. Hey, you good? Are you all right? Are you okay? And so those are the type of people that I want in my space.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just really like phasing people out that I feel like, not that they have bad energy, but their energy doesn't match where I am in my life right now.
And that's fine. Right. That's fine. And that's actually good because we need to create our circle around the energy that we want, around specific things. Yeah. But we also have to understand that everybody has a role, and some people's role isn't to be super deep. Mm-hmm. Right. You got some people who are like extremely deep, could talk to them about anything, but they are boring as fuck. Right? You have some people who are not boring as hell, but they don't have the capacity to have a deep conversation.
Facts.
You have certain people who will be there with you and can sit down and have the conversation with you, but you also have certain people who just can't hold the attention span to have that specific conversation.
Right.
So I think when it comes to things, I think the biggest question is, if those people reached out, would you be feeling a little different than you are today?
Honestly, no.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. And I'll tell you why. Because I told you before we started that I was in the process of cutting people off anyway.
Yeah, you was already in there.
Yeah, I was already
you
there.
Was on the
so
path.
At this point, it may have like made me keep them a little bit longer, but it just kind of reinforced, like, more than anything, who's there for me, who supports me, who I need to have in my life. And I have people that are a mixture of both. They can be deep and they can turn up. My best friends are very much like that, very deep people, and they can also get lit. That's what we're going to do for my birthday. So for me, it's just the type of energy that I want around myself. And then eventually my kids as well, because I don't want my kids around everybody.
I believe it should be a reassurance of what box you should put people into your life.
Yeah.
All right. Because we do not want to put the wrong person in the wrong road. That's going to be a lot of disruption, right? You don't want to put no toxic nigga
in my box.
In a box in which you're not trying to be toxic. Like, it's okay. You want to have your toxic moments. Okay, me and Mr. Toxic's going to be on some like real Poison Ivy shit. Like, that's fine as long as it's.
Yeah, and I have toxic that has a positive role. So, it's good. And that's what I say. I don't want my circle to be as big as it is now because too many people have access to me and stuff like that.
Yes.
So at this point, and Brandon's passing really reinforced that, like, there's people I let go that were part of my past life, with my situation. And I had to let them go recently. And that hurt. Like, that was, oh my gosh. Like, I had to delete a specific person. I cried for like a day because I was just like, wow, like this person is not a part of my life anymore. But I had to. So it's just recognizing the place that people have
so
in your
sweet.
life.
You crying when you got to leave people off?
What?
I'm like, oh, it cut you off. All right,
keep
bye.
telling me that my friend Lolita, we went out for drinks the other day, and she said that too. She's like, "You're so patient and you're so sweet," and I'm like, "Am I really?" Because I don't feel that way. Like, I feel like I be cutting people off left and right. I'm like, I'm not sweet. Don't call me that.
I mean, you hold relationships like dear to you.
Yeah, loyalty is big.
You hold relationships dear to you. So when somebody breaks that or breaks the loyalty, like it cuts deep for you.
Yeah.
So that's why when I said you're sweet, in terms of like I have to cut you off, so I'm crying like it's a breakup type shit. And me, I'm just like, if I have to cut you off, I just have to cut you off. There's a reason why I got to this point, so I'm not gonna cry over it. Like,
yeah.
I look at that situation as like you're doing me a favor by being disloyal because now I don't have to.
Yeah, but these weren't people who were particularly disloyal.
Yeah.
They were like, just they were certain people, and I don't want to. If I say too much, then I'll put them on blast. But they were just people that needed to transition out of the season. Like they weren't disloyal,
100%.
They weren't bad, they weren't anything. But
you're not right for the direction I'm trying to go.
Going. Exactly.
That's it, and that's okay. And it sucks because people are gonna take that the wrong way. But like, there are certain directions that I may be going, or we may be going in our lives, in which you just don't fit. That doesn't mean you don't fit forever. I may make a U-turn or double back to my ratchet ways and be like, "Hey, yo, like, what's the deal? I'm back here," But like the direction I'm trying to go, you just don't fit, right? And that means you need to clear space out for new people because you're obviously going to meet new people on this path. And if you have toxic bullshit people in the way, that's going to block off the people who need to be there, obviously. So it's people obviously need to get cut off. We need to look at things more of signs and reasons and confirmations as to the position in which they are in your specific life without holding any expectations for the role that we believe they should play in our life. Because we give that person that role. We give that person that time. We give that person that energy, no matter what it is. Like you giving me time is a blessing for me. Me giving you time is a blessing for you. And that's the same for everybody within your life. So when certain people aren't there for you the way you're supposed to, outside of a wife or a husband or whatever, when certain people aren't there for you the way they're supposed to, that's okay. Because at the end of the day, like I stated earlier, with them being there for you, change the way you are today. If the answer was no, then it doesn't really matter. I just think our expectations need to be kind of not lessened, but changed a little bit.
True. I think people prove their points, though. They prove why they shouldn't be there. And
and that's okay.
That's what I was going to show you. So for me, I see relationships differently. Like you said, I value relationships very deeply. That's part of why I became a therapist. But the people in my life that I have chosen to be close to, I value y'all. So
y'all close for a reason.
Y'all are close for a reason. So to me, once that loyalty is broken, like, sorry, it's unfortunate, but I may cry about it in my own privacy, but so
it is what it is.
It is what it is. But hey, we here.
See y'all here cutting people off with tears and shit.
Hey, Brandon would have told me to. He was one of those guys that didn't play. So if BGZ would have told me to do it, I'm doing it.
Hey, handle your business. But as always, y'all, appreciate y'all for tuning in to the show.
Thank you.
And all that good shit.
Next show will be 30. Woo!
Should be 30. As always, y'all, appreciate y'all for listening in. Always remember, y'all, ain't no wealth without your mental health, so please stay blessed. Take care of yourself. Be great, y'all. Peace.